Hey, this is Notser, and this is the Tier 8 Japanese cruiser, Mogami. It has 10 main guns, 8 secondary guns, 50 AA guns, 16 torpedoes, a top speed of 34.5 knots, total health 39,100. For my modules, reduce crit chance on main battery, increase main battery accuracy, reduce the chance of flood and fire, faster rudder shift, and concealment. For my commander, situation awareness, basic survivability, faster turret traverse, superintendent, and demolition expert. We are on the map Hotspot, and this is the 203mm gun variant. You're going to get a real treat. 2 full games in the Mogami, one in the 203mm guns, one in the 155mm guns, and we're going to see how they stack up in 0.5.3. So right off the bat, you have much better turret traverse. The 203s, they traverse at a speed of around 26 seconds, give or take a second. And that's noticeable when you consider that the 155mm guns are traversing at a speed of 43 seconds. That is a massive nerf compared to 0.5.2, where they would traverse at a 31-second interval. So the next game, the 155mm, you will definitely see me comment on what exactly I'm trying to do. Now in this game, we noticed that an enemy cruiser appeared to be somewhat stationary, so I intended to fire on it. Remember, I have Demolition Expert, 20% chance to light the target on fire, and that's exactly what we do, and we run into an enemy Milko, and he's showing a ton of his sides. So ideally, we would switch to AP, but first I'm going to try and unload my HE, all of it. And 2K, okay, he's maneuvering a little bit, so I was a little hesitant. Oh wow, that back salvo really worked out in our favor. We set him on fire. And I'm just going to continue with HE. You can see on the map, he's got some pretty good angling, and if we light him on fire, which we have again, it'll force out damage control, which will make him susceptible to follow-up from a friendly. Now, the Milko is a Tier 7 Japanese cruiser, pretty much identical to the style of play I'm going at right now, the 203. So, it's kind of a toss-up. We land another salvo that gets a fire in it, that's great. And I'm trying to avoid taking damage. The 155mm guns have a tendency to force you to play a little bit more dangerously than you would prefer. And are we going to be able to kill him? No. I could switch to AP. I could have had AP loaded there. And friendly takes him out. Okay. Well, I guess I'm not going to get that kill. That's fine. At least he's dead. B is wide open. We would prefer that a destroyer take it rather than risk one of our cruisers. The enemy battleship is a little bit too close to B for my comfort. I don't have the concealment skill. So with that understanding, we are not going to overextend. This Pensacola is definitely overextending. He's probably going to die. But since he's taking most of the fire, we're going to engage the Colorado. Now the Colorado is a very slow battleship, which is perfect for the HE focused builds that the Japanese cruisers tend to go. And it looks like he's already lit on fire, but we could add to this. We missed with the first salvo, unfortunately. We overestimate his speed a little bit, but we don't miss with the second. And we get around 5k. The Pensacola is still barely alive. He's going to die. The Colorado possibly doesn't have damage control, so he's burning pretty well. You would be surprised how fast a battleship's going to die with HE. And again, more HE on top of the fire. Around 4k, the Pensacola dies. A complete shock to everyone, the Colorado appears to have put out the fires with damage control. Is he still immune? Yeah, he was still immune. We did 3,400, which is awesome. He's also trying to heal. We have a friendly in an Otago running right with us. He has way more health than I do, and he's going to move forward a little bit. I take a huge shot from a battleship. We do 5,700 points of damage and light him on fire. He is not immune to that. And he's eventually going to die to that fire, but I would prefer that he die to my guns. So we unload one more salvo. It looks like the enemy aircraft carrier is sending torpedo bombers. Is it going to be enough? Oh, we just clip him with a single round and finish off the enemy Colorado. I have a little bit of an idea that, yeah, I was about to run into an Izumo, and I don't want to run into an Izumo. He's a top tier in this game. We want to keep him alive. I use my defensive fire. I notice that my friendly Atago is under threat. He probably used his as well. And the torpedoes are a little inaccurate. Hopefully everyone can avoid this damage. And since this Izumo is pushing forward, I'm going to push forward with him. He has to have the backup from the aircraft carrier. Whenever there's an aircraft carrier in the game, it kind of changes the way you play around friendly battleships, especially top-tier friendly battleships. I would normally not be in close proximity of this battleship. He's going to take a lot of firepower from the enemy. I would prefer to look to capture B, maybe counter that Fubuki. And I was like, hey, kill the Fubuki. Don't let him live. We can see him. Kill the Fubuki. I love saying Fubuki, by the way. And as long as we are saying Fubuki, it appears that someone got a huge shot. The Izumo fires on his position. Is it going to be enough? I think he actually died to a fire. So now that we know there are no more enemy destroyers, we can protect the capture at B. Probably not going to successfully capture it in the Izumo. I'm just too low to go into the middle of the map and have no exit strategy. I would really like the friendly destroyer to make his way over to B, capture it without being detected. And I notice, okay, well, there's a Tirpitz, and there's an Iowa, and there's another enemy battleship. This is not a good position to be in. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to keep the Izumo alive as long as possible. We fire on the Tirpitz, and we're hoping for fires. We do pretty good damage. We set him on fire, and I was going to continue the turn. The enemy ship did not appear to be looking at me. He appeared to have fired on my friendly Izumo, and that's why I felt comfortable firing in that exact moment. I tried to send out both sets. I only have the opportunity to send out one. I don't want to risk showing too much on my side, though. This enemy Mogami is showing up, and the Iowa is still not looking at me. That's great. This Mogami, however, needs to die because he's very interested in my ship. Friendly battleship does a huge citadel on the Mogami, and we're going to wiggle back and forth. Now, the torpedoes might not be successful, but it doesn't hurt to have them in the water. You never know. They might actually make contact with the ship. Finally, we're able to get all our guns trained on the Mogami. I lead the Mogami, and I think I actually do a pretty good job. 3,200, no fire. Oh, we get a torpedo strike on the Iowa. It causes a flood, gonna force out damage control. And he's gonna be susceptible to fires. And are we gonna get with our torpedo? No, it actually stops just short, and this Mogami needs to die. I don't want to overextend, show too much on my side. As long as the Iowa is not interested in firing on me, I am comfortable firing on the enemy. We fire again, assuming the Mogami would have turned away, but he turns back. I believe he's reacting to my fire. So, we've got a couple islands in the way. And notice, they changed Hotspot. There was way more islands in the north and the south side of the map. We probably would have killed him, but a friendly gets the kill. All good. The Izumo is still pretty healthy. He has sustained fire damage, though. I can see him burning right now. So he's probably going to move off, hopefully put it out, and then come back with a vengeance. Friendly has successfully captured B. We have a 2-to-1 advantage as far as capture points, and we have a huge advantage across the entire map. The friendly aircraft carrier is under fire from the enemy aircraft carrier, though. I cannot, however, move towards them quick enough to protect them, so I'm just going to try and stick with these battleships. Now, the enemy battleships really haven't moved forward anymore. I bet you they've come to a complete stop, and they're reversing with their bow pointed at the enemy. Sound familiar, right? Yeah. Torpedoes are what counter that. We don't have anyone in position to counter it with torpedoes, unfortunately. I'm not going to fire as long as I have no reason to. I would like to get in range, comfortable range. Since we are scouted, though, by the enemy aircraft, I'm going to just unload. And it's probably going to be that Colorado. Both enemy battleships are fairly healthy, but we only have range on one. So it makes the decision pretty straightforward. And you can see the smokestack. The smoke is actually forward of the command tower. So that means that he is indeed reverse course. As ridiculous as that sounds, in the middle of a firefight, we don't get the fire that we were looking for with our first salvo. Can we get it with our second? We do good damage, but we don't get the fire. We need the fire. We're fully invested in fires, 20%. The Iowa is showing way more of his side, so I'm going to go, hey, let's go with the Iowa. No rhyme or reason. I want fires on these targets. I want to force out some damage control. I want to make them feel vulnerable. Now, the Iowa guns are not trained on me. I think he's turning too fast in order to maintain the accuracy. But I don't know why he's choosing to do this, and I don't know why he fires on the southeast side of the map. I don't think he could fire on the friendly battleship. It looked like he was faced towards the aircraft carrier that is already dead. We do set him on fire, and here come the Colorado. Okay, so he wants to fire on us. We're able to avoid a lot of damage right there. The AP only did like 1,200 points of damage. I want another fire, though, on that Iowa before I focus on the Colorado. That was a little bit better. 4K. There we go. 2 fires on the enemy Iowa. We're going to send out our torpedoes against the Colorado. You never know. Oh, no. That Iowa, he wanted a piece of us. And the enemy Colorado is showing his full broadside. Oh, 6,400. 2 fires. That's going to force out damage control if he hasn't already used it. The torpedoes, I don't think I led him. I thought he would try and move forward a little bit more. These 2 ships were playing pretty much with their bow facing us for most of this engagement. And now, they don't care apparently. They're comfortable showing their complete side, and yeah, the Iowa is still burning. So that has been free damage going on in the background, and the Colorado gets hit by 1 torpedo. It doesn't cause a flood though. And that Colorado, he used damage control on the fire. He would have taken full flood damage. And we accidentally run into the Colorado. Sorry. But it doesn't look good for the enemy team. It looks great for us. 2 battleships below 10%. We're gonna try, come on. Get the Colorado. Take him out. We can do it. It looks like it's good. Yeah, it's good. We're going to get this kill. See you later, Colorado. The Iowa drops off our detection. Nobody has line of sight, apparently. This Tirpitz is taking fire from my friendly, and pretty much anyone who wants to fire on him because he's the only target we could see. I'm trying to get back in range. He's kind of moving off. No, get back here. So we're going to try and chase him down, but I don't think they want us to catch him before the game ends. Someone might ask, why would I use the 203 variant of the Mogami over the Atago? You wouldn't. That's the sad thing. The Atago is so broken compared to this particular variant. Guns are pretty much a push. They do about the same amount of damage, same rate of fire. You get it. Torpedo systems, Atago has a huge advantage because it can send them forward. It doesn't have to always have its butt facing the enemy, like the Mogami, like the Ibuki, like every other Japanese cruiser. It has a free camouflage that gives it XP bonus. It doesn't have to have a dedicated commander. It also has the ability to earn a ton of credits. It has a heal that the Mogami would desperately love. Because I was so low, I played a little bit more passively. And because the Atago has the ability to get so much more health, they can maintain their aggression for longer periods in the fight. We were able to find success, but I don't think it's because of the ship. I think it was because of me. I think I would have played better in Atago with the exact same situation. So we got 2 kills, fires, 2 torpedoes, 1,946 base XP. We were beaten out by 2 ships. Everyone on our team did a great job. We were able to eliminate the enemy and just cascade over them. We did around 140,000 points of damage. Not bad at all. Pretty even distribution. We Could have done a little bit of AP against that Miyoko, but overall I'm happy with our performance. This was the 203mm guns of the Mogami. We're going to go to the 155mm guns. So we're 3 minutes in. Friendly was able to capture A. We spawned on the western side of Land of Fire. This is 2 games later, not 20 or 30 minutes later, we get this game, and this game is amazing. It could stand on its own. So the only thing different about this build is the guns. We're using the same commander, demolition expert, expert marksman. We're using concealment, but we have that terrible turret traverse, 43 seconds. It feels like an eternity compared to the 26 seconds of the 203s. This is the single biggest nerf. Don't kid yourself. Oh, the range is bad, Notser. Oh, the DPS is bad, Notser. Those are big nerfs, but turret traverse is such a comfort aspect of the game. You just don't want to play these ships that have terrible turret traverse. The York is a great example. The Furutaka is a great example. Those ships were basically unplayable because their turret traverse was so bad. So bad. They buffed those aspects of it, but even the York is still pretty much not a viable ship because the shell velocity is so awkward. AP is just so slow. So for here, at least you know the guns, when they're on target, are amazing. We see an enemy Nagato. There's a Tashkent right in front of me. The giant destroyer. It's a light cruiser, Notser. Okay, it's not a destroyer. It might classify itself as a destroyer, but this sucker is so easy to spot, so easy to hit. We're going to fire on his position, and it looks like someone's already taken out his propulsion. He pops his smoke, and we do 2,500 points of damage. Friendly battleship is going to sustain some fire for me, so I don't have to lose so much health at the start of the match. While he's taking the fire, we're going to try and take out this Tashkent. He is leaving the safety of his smoke, and we don't lead him as much as we need to. Remember, Notser, the Soviet destroyers are extremely fast. You need to compensate. Okay, that's exactly what I do with my next shot, and that's exactly what I was thinking. Remember, the type of ship you're firing on, it's very important about your lead. Now we just catch a little bit of it. We incapacitate something. I do a better lead, but I think he maneuvers, and yeah, there's an enemy destroyer somewhere on the eastern side of the map. Come on, take out the Tashkent. He's such an easy ship to hit. Since the Nagato is being extremely aggressive, we're going to send torpedoes against him. And I wanted to get right back to my guns. The enemy Tashkent is running for cover. We have plenty of range though, so I'm not worried at all. We do miss with our salvo though. That's the unfortunate aspect. That enemy Farragut is in front. The New Mexico is showing a lot of his side. We're going to engage the New Mexico. I'm moving to the eastern side of the map to try and counter the destroyers that I perceive. The Nagato is going to die before my torpedoes get to him. We set the New Mexico on fire, and he put it out. That's a little aggressive. The Benson's right in front of us. Notser, get on the Benson. We're trying to see if our torpedoes would hit, but good luck trying to cycle through 155mm guns. So we lead the Benson, and oh, it's just so glorious. I just love the 155mm guns. We do 7k to the Benson. And I try a blind fire. He drops off just as I fire. I'm hoping I'll catch a little bit of him. Only one shell makes contact. Oh, there's an enemy destroyer. He's trying to be sneaky. Our torpedoes on the port side are not available, Notser, so why are you even doing that? Maybe we can set this guy on fire because we know he has already used it. So we attempt. The island blocks half of our attempt. But we don't get that fire even though some of our shells make contact. Now there's an enemy Hatsuharu. Looks like he's going for the friendly aircraft carrier. I have this Omaha to deal with. And at this point I was considering going after that enemy destroyer that is hounding the aircraft carrier. But I noticed that I'm not really going to have an opportunity to do that. The friendly on my starboard side would kind of get in the way. So I accept that I have to continue on this course, take out the Omaha. I'm hoping that the friendly destroyer will take out the Hatsuharu. Maybe the friendly cruiser on the western side will assist. This Omaha is showing a ton of his side. We unload our HE and we swap directly to AP. We do a lot of damage. We set him on fire. He takes a lot of damage from both me and my friend. Puts out the fire, and this will be the kill shot. See you later, and we sneak it in just before the friendly behind us. The enemy Farragut shows himself, and I'm going to switch back to HE because HE is the right ammo type, especially for this enemy Farragut. So we get a little bit of information. He drops off. I'm hoping he'll show up, but it doesn't look like he's going to. Hatsaharu, 50% life. No reason to believe that I'm going to have to deal with the Hatsaharu. We're going to engage the New Mexico, and I really don't like it when people are close to me. I'm just a little uncomfortable. I love to have my own space, so it is impacting the way I'm sailing, and maybe we can get a shot on the Farragut. I don't think I have enough lead, though. And yeah, we're gonna miss. He just barely got out. That New Mexico did sustain a fire, though. Maybe he's still burning. Oh, we take a huge shot, showing way too much of our side. Man, that was bad. And you can just see the turret traverse. You really have to work against it. It just prevents so much maneuverability that you would normally be able to do. If you want to do DPS, you have to sacrifice the safety of the ship. If you want to maneuver, you cannot damage, basically. It's one or the other, not both. And it used to be both. So, this New Mexico drops off just as I was ready to fire on him. Oh, are we gonna survive? That was very, very, very close. 4,500 points of damage, but we're alive. The enemy New Mexico in the back is actually a target that we could fire on, so I do hoping for a fire. We have a 2-to-1 base advantage, but we've only killed 2 enemy ships. Really? 2 enemy ships? It felt like we're fighting everyone. So we do get a fire on the enemy New Mexico in the back. He is susceptible to it because he used damage control on a single fire, probably 15-20 seconds prior. Now there's an enemy New Mexico that's only 10 kilometers away behind this island that would be a great target, and now that he's visible, he is 100% the focus. We are looking for those fires, and we don't get it with the first salvo. Only 1,700. Now, I read this incorrectly. I perceive that he could possibly be firing on my position, and I reacted. I gave up a little bit of time and 1 gun. We do set him on fire, though. He puts it out, it looks like. So I wanted to get the back guns into the fight. I'm going to rotate the ship, and oh no, the enemy New Mexico's firing, and oh my. That was way too close. 5.5k, I will take that. I should have died right there. So now that our back guns are involved, we should be able to kill that New Mexico. We are very low, though. And I really want to look for a fire. He has used damage control. He is susceptible to fires. We just need them to happen, and woo, again, barely alive. 2 fires, yes, jackpot. And you can't put that out, Mr. New Mexico. You're gonna die to fire. It's just, do we assist you into your next game, or do we watch you burn? And I'm one of those people that go, we need to get the kill. This game is way too close. We actually are behind, and yes, we finish off the first New Mexico. Now, notice the map. The enemy destroyer is still hounding the aircraft carrier. We lost the friendly destroyer that was trying to take him out, and everyone on the western side of the map has refused to protect the aircraft carrier. Why? Why would you ever not? It's been like 2 minutes. Just go back and protect him. Be the bigger player. I'm sure every single one of them were going, it's not my problem. It's for some other peasant to do. My job is to push this because I'm just so good. Well, guess what? You're not. The best players in the game protect their team. That's actually a sign of skill. And the ability to support your team and understand, oh, you know what? If I keep this player alive, we actually have a better chance of winning, is something you should value. And you should strive to do that every single time you're given that opportunity. I was very frustrated. I was hot. You know, someone calling me a name, whatever. I don't care about that. But the actions of these players suggest that they don't care about their team. They would willingly sacrifice them for self-gain. That is completely offensive to everything that I stand for and strive to be. And I'm embarrassed for them. You just don't do it. 2 destroyers? 5 minutes of hounding the friendly? You go back and you protect them. 100%. So we are going to protect our teammate from this enemy New Mexico. We're also trying to recapture B to give us a chance to win. We're in a bind. We kind of have to do multiple things to give ourselves a chance because the aircraft carrier will die. And that's going to give them 60 points. And they're going to be very close to winning. So we have to kill the New Mexico. We have to capture B. We have to keep the Mogami up. And he has to capture C. That is the domino effect of taking out this New Mexico. So we have, of course, we are attempting the recapture of B. This New Mexico will eventually show himself. Friendly sent out torpedoes. Are they successful? No, barely avoids them. For whatever reason, the friendly is still alive. We have a chance. We do 3,400, no fire. We lose the aircraft carrier. We have to take out this New Mexico now. We are going to lose on tick rate before we even get in position to recapture C or capture B. Plus, I need that Mogami to live. I'm doing everything I can. I'm being as accurate as I can. We get 1 fire. Is the torpedoes going to be enough? Oh, I think he missed again. Oh, he is barely alive. Please. Please don't hit. Oh, the New Mexico has to avoid them. We get another fire. He puts out the fire. We've captured B, of course. So we're helping a little bit. And I'm just trying to get him dead. 4,800 points of damage. The fire, of course, will not stick because he's immune. Can we kill him? We need to kill him. It is so close. Is this enough? No, he's still alive. Oh, come on. 1K. Please don't fire. Please don't fire. Please don't fire. I think there's an island in the way. We gotta kill him. Yes. Friendly's still alive. Looks like he's still alive. He's recapturing C. Good. Look at how low these destroyers are. The Farragut, the Hatsuharu, just one. Okay, good. Okay. Trying to get in position. The island is in the way, though. We cannot fire on the Hatsuharu. It would just take a sneeze to take him out. We're also moving towards A. We have to completely stop their tick rate. I take a look and he disappears, but he dies just as he disappears, so good. And I can't express how close we were to losing. The friendly Mogami, if he would have died, the game would have already been over. He would not have been given the opportunity to capture C for our team and deny that tick rate. Now this Benson, he's kind of in between death. Who's going to give it to him? The 155 millimeters volunteer, and we take out the Benson just as we lose the friendly battleship. No! But if we capture A, the enemy team will not be able to gain any source of points for their team. They have to come forward. They have to recapture. The enemy battleship and the enemy cruiser are somewhere at the top of the map, A and B line. So it's going to be a while before they're even in range, and we are already gaining on the enemy team. We will certainly overtake them with the capture of A. Don't know where the aircraft carrier is. Don't really care. He's probably hiding, like all of them. And oh no, we lost the friendly Mogami. I was telling him, please stay alive. The Cleveland is listening. He's trying to run away from the enemy. Good. We will capture A. We have 3 minutes, and we're down by 135 points-ish. So, it's going to be close. We cannot afford to be spotted. We are both way too low for the enemy team. Almost certainly, they're trying to move forward, maybe take B from us. But they will no longer gain any points as long as we don't die, of course. They are at 945. We are at 835 and gaining rapidly. You really don't want to underestimate just how fast you gain points when you have 3 bases. The enemy has to respond. We will win if they do absolutely nothing. Now, I don't know that they know that. they would have to actively move very quickly towards the closest point to give themselves an opportunity to stop the capture. And now that we have 3, it's going to be even faster. 12 points every 2 seconds, I believe, is the tick rate, or 3 seconds. That's extremely fast. Just look at how quickly we're gaining on them. And this game was amazing. You know, I'm just trying to run away. I don't want to be spotted. We don't see any enemy ship. The Amagi would certainly... Oh, there's the Amagi. Yep, they underestimated the tick rate. They should have been moving at full speed towards B, no questions asked. And we take the lead. Probably the first lead we've had in the game, but we take it. I just can't believe it. There were so many moments that had to go exactly the way they did for us to win that game. And they did! They did! That's the cool thing. So, what do I think of the 155mm guns? Well, they're pretty awesome when you can have them on the target. It does require a lot more planning, and you don't want to risk your ship, so you will have to give up a little bit of DPS in order to avoid taking damage. But we were able to get 4 kills, 13 fires, 350,000 credits earned, 2,575 base XP. Feels great to carry a really close game because it just enhances the impact you had on that match. We did around 150,000 points of damage, no torpedoes, but we only had one opportunity against that Nagato and he died. I hope you enjoyed watching these games as much as I enjoyed playing them. Great example of the Mogami in 0.5.3. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you next time.